Well, we've got a subject today in Chronicles. We're in now chapter 10 of Mark's Gospel, but we need to get underneath what this is really about. Otherwise, we could get really sidetracked. Anyway, it's chapter 10. Jesus then left that place and went into the region of Judea and across the Jordan. Again, crowds of people came to him, and as was his custom, he taught them. Some Pharisees came and tested him by asking, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife?" "What did Moses command you?" he replied. They said, "Moses permitted a man to write a certificate of divorce and send her away." "It is because your hearts were hard that Moses wrote you this law." Jesus replied, "But at the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate." When they were in the house again, the disciples asked Jesus about this. He answered, "Anyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her. And if she divorces her husband and marries another man, she commits adultery."
So I suppose what we don't want to do here is get too bogged down in the specific example that's been brought up here. But what has happened here is these Pharisees have come to Jesus to test him. That's what we're told in verse 2. They've come to test him. So they've brought a slightly tricky, slightly controversial thing to him. And saying, "Is it lawful for a man to do this?"
It's really ugly.
Yeah.
And actually, the way they're treating Scripture, God, even Moses, and women, their wives, is really, really ugly.
Yeah.
People aren't there to be tests, are they?
No.
For some legal situation. And I think it goes back to what we were seeing last time. If you cause a little one, and in this case, women were seen as people to be looked after and so forth. If you're causing a little one, your wife, to sin, then you are in trouble.
Yes. Right.
And here they are poncing around with a sort of question it's really horrible.
Yeah.
And I think Jesus sees that.
Definitely. And it's a question to sort of justify themselves as well, because is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife? Technically, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So if he says yes, then they go away going, "Well, I feel very good about myself then, because I've divorced my wife." And if Jesus says no, they can come and go, "Ha ha ha! Well, Moses said we could." So it's a trap question, but Jesus is brilliant because he says, "Look, what did Moses command you?"
Yeah.
And I think, so his answer. So this is the pre-prepared thing that they were about to bring out to Jesus. If Jesus said, "No, it's not legal," this is the thing that they were going to bring out. Moses permitted a man to write a certificate of divorce and send her away. That was the thing that they prepared to say to him. But then Jesus goes back to creation.
Yeah.
And which is also, so this is also encapsulating what Moses commanded. What did Moses say? What did Moses write down? Moses wrote down, God made them male and female. So it's asking a bigger question. What did Moses command you? Not technically just about this clause, but what has Moses said about marriage and about God?
Yeah. And you treat that with the respect that you should do.
Yeah.
Which is one man and one woman becoming one flesh, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so there's this bonding together that God's in this relationship, bonding you together, and you just want to ponce around about talking about ripping it apart.
Yes.
As a test question.
Yes.
How dare you talk like this about such a wonderful thing?
Exactly.
And then I love the thing just before that where he says, you're right. Moses did give that law, but only because you are sinful.
Yeah.
Because you can't hold your marriage together.
Yeah.
Because you were, we're in this world of sin.
Yes.
But before sin, this is the ideal. This is the beauty of marriage. And I think that's what he's doing there.
So it's actually, it's a shame in a sense that this law had to be written.
Yes.
It's because your hearts were hard. If your hearts were soft, this law wouldn't have to have ever been written.
No.
So actually, you sort of championing this law and sort of wearing it like a crown and saying, "Well, I'm allowed to do this," it's a shame to you in a sense
Yeah.
that you wear it so proudly.
And then he comes to this end bit where the disciples come and ask sort of more about it. And there can be, there's tough things in these verses, and we can't really deal with it all. But
No.
I think the big thing in the flow of reading these passages together is that he says, anyone who divorces his wife and marries another woman commits adultery against her, and then the same if she does it. I think what he's saying is that to treat marriage as if you can come into marriage, just divorce, go back into marriage, because that's what they were tending to do. They had these certificates of divorce.
Right.
So I could go and commit adultery.
Right.
Well, I can't. I mustn't commit adultery. That's breaking the law. I divorce my wife,
if I have
marry
my
this
paper,
new woman,
yep,
have sex with her, divorce her, and go on to another one.
Right.
It's disgusting, he's saying, isn't
Okay.
it? And he's
Yeah,
saying
yeah, yeah.
you're causing sin in yourself. Be better to chop your arm off, remember, and you're causing a little one to sin as well.
Yes.
And in this case, the little one is the woman.
Yeah.
You're causing you in your big, grand, masculine way, thinking you're godly,
Yes.
are causing yourself to sin and
Right.
a woman to sin,
Yeah.
and you are culpable for that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty hefty stuff here, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's treat relationships very importantly, very seriously. There might be need for a divorce, I think.
Yeah.
Jesus is saying, but this isn't some trivial little thing here, because this is God has brought together. Yeah. So there we go. How are you treating people? Is a big question.